I'm a liberal piece of I get it. I know what I am. I'm Hunter Biden's cocaine dealer. I get it. I'm more gay pride flag than man. I get it. But the VFW isn't. And the American Legion isn't. And the IAVA isn't. And DAV isn't. And the Wounded Warriors Project isn't.
That was former Daily Show host and veterans advocate Jon Stewart in his latest desperate effort to get our government to actually do something about the wounded veterans it loves to create. Stewart has been on Capitol Hill fighting for action around the PACT Act, which would improve veterans' healthcare services for those exposed to toxins overseas. And Stewart isn't here to make jokes. Stewart was joined by a host of veterans organizations, including the VFW, the American Legion, the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans of America, and the Wounded Warrior Project. They're so mad because this deal has been in the works since the Bush administration 2 decades ago. It used to be a point of bipartisan consensus, but now one party is backing out. Can you guess which one? If you guessed it was Republicans hanging veterans out to dry, congratulations, I guess. And the party's sending out their most odious member to do the GOP's dirty work. Texas Senator and Cancun vacation resort enthusiast Ted Cruz. Stewart has accused Cruz of, in his words, rallying the forces of misinformation to try and kill more veterans. Cruz, for his part, has slammed Stewart for supporting what he calls a blank check, warning it would supercharge inflation. Not exactly sure where that inflation concern was when Republicans were spending $1 trillion on 2 foreign wars over 20 years, but who am I to ask? The thing is, Republicans actually supported the PACT Act before they realized that supporting it would do the unthinkable. It would give Joe Biden a legislative victory. And we can't have that. And Ted Cruz should probably be more familiar with what's in the PACT Act. He voted for the exact same legislation in June before switching his vote and now opposing the pact in July. Unsurprisingly, Ted Cruz is wrong. When he was pressed to point out where in the PACT Act he found this $400 billion blank check, he couldn't. That's because it doesn't actually exist. And Stewart showed that when he dropped a series of tweets that left the receipts right at Cruz's door. Stewart pointed to Section 805C, which clearly limits what PACT Act funds can be used for.
Nonsense. There is nothing in the bill that is not related to veterans spending. And don't take my word for it. An asshole on an iPhone. Read it. It's at congress.gov. This is for veterans who suffered health effects from being exposed to burn pits and other toxins. That is it.
But let's talk about what the PACT Act really does, or rather what it would do if Republicans would stop blocking it. The bill directs billions towards repairing the damage toxins have caused to our troops over the years. That includes everything from Agent Orange exposure in Vietnam to Iraq and Afghanistan veterans who bunked within breathing distance of pits that burned toxic materials all throughout the war. It also expands healthcare benefits to post-9/11 combat vets, including the almost 4 million who have been exposed to toxic materials since the War on Terror began. The tricky thing about toxic exposure illnesses is that every victim experiences symptoms differently depending on their exposure, how long ago they were exposed, and their age now. The PACT Act adds 23 new burn pit-related health conditions to the VA's list, making it easier for veterans to get the care they need without going through lengthy and exhausting medical authorizations. But this is about so much more than just the War on Terror. As our Vietnam veterans age, more and more of them are displaying symptoms of Agent Orange poisoning. The PACT Act would expand the number of locations our government now acknowledges were affected by Agent Orange to include Laos, Cambodia, Guam, American Samoa, and more. Tens of thousands of sick vets stand to benefit from these changes, but Ted Cruz is too busy making them beg to actually give them any help. Jon Stewart isn't backing down, and he has good reason to believe in himself. The last time Stewart went on a political crusade like this, he was fighting to extend the health benefits for 9/11 first responders suffering from cancer, a fight Stewart won with the passage of the Zadroga Act. As one of America's most visible veterans advocates, Stewart takes his role seriously, and no one is shutting him up. The PACT Act has bipartisan support, and President Biden would said he'll sign it the minute it gets to his desk. But Ted Cruz and Republicans are more than happy to play politics with the health of those who've sacrificed their own lives to serve our nation abroad. Republicans won't be laughing when those exhausted and enraged veterans troop to the polls this November.
A quick montage of Ted Cruz praising to the heavens our nation's fighting men and women, juxtaposed with him fist-bumping his Senate colleagues after removing those same veterans' benefits and health care for toxic wounds.
To our veterans, we say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Mr. Cruz, no.
Mother.
If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and leave a comment so you can let me know what I should cover next.